This video is proudly sponsored by Newtype. Tools, accessories, model kits, these guys have it. Hop over to newtypehq.com and use promo code Otaku for 10% off on your next purchase. Hey, what's going on, my dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to part 2 of this incredible build from the good folks from Bandai, Japan. So why don't we get started with the 1/60th scale, perfect grade, unleashed RX-78-2 Gundam. And without further ado, let's get to it. Welcome back, my dudes and dudettes, to part 2 of this incredible build from the good folks from Bandai. And if this is your first time to this YouTube channel, welcome. So if you have not seen part 1, I would highly recommend you check it out. I left the link in the upper right hand corner so you guys can check it out, but chances are you're watching this on YouTube Premiere and you are super excited to see this as much as I am. So thank you guys for coming to this premiere, and for those who are not watching this on Premiere, don't worry, you're always welcome. Now, first and foremost, I need to leave a brief apology. I'm sorry this didn't come out sooner than expected. It's a brand new product. Shipping delays are very prevalent right now, and this is the best I can do under tight circumstances. But other than that, enjoy the build. So after much success of assembling the lower part of the mobile suit, it's now time to tackle the 2 little model kits that comes with this beast, and that is the core fighter and the core brick. The core brick is definitely essential because you need to dock it to the torso to the lower body, but the core fighter is definitely a gem in this model kit. It has a nice revamped design, how it looked originally from the original perfect grade, and I definitely want to give it a nice love and attention. So I'm going to be drilling out a small little hole in back of the engine compartment to sneak in a Pico LED light to make that engine look really cool. I did have some ideas of putting the LED lights inside the cockpit area, but after giving it much thought, it would be way too distracting. But I'm still going to get a lot of love and attention by painting the pilot. On top of that, I want to do a custom paint job around the windows rims to give a nice clean aesthetic look to it. Without that little attention to detail, it just looks rather flat in my opinion.
Scared of nothing, I was born in hell. We got the heat, the sinners, and the devil is welling. This kind of town, it just fans the flame. It don't mean nothing unless the world knows your name. And my friend plays a mean guitar. He writes the riffs and I sing the bars. And we practice in abandoned railroad cars. We sound like trash but think we're superstars. We were just young, dreaming the dream, and trying to make our name up on that local scene. Till late one night when my friend left town, and I started hearing music without the sound. I'm saving money, working the drive-thru, singing through the speaker, will that be all for you? Cashed it in and I bought that ride, just a pen, a paper, and my girl at my side said, to find it, but every curtain got a ghost behind it. I hear the voice of my grandma saying, go, but son, if you make it, don't forget about home. I'm getting high, getting drunk every weekend. Behind my girl's back, I've been sneaking. Hear the voice of my father saying, son, it don't mean shit unless you hit number 1. Is a den of thieves. I can't afford to live, I can't afford to breathe. Along that barrel I would scrape and scrape, till that beautiful day I went and made that mixtape. And label man says there's just too much sound, it's too personal, can you water it down? Forget that, I'm just gonna put this thing out. Let the universe decide if I should wear the crown. Find it, but every curtain got a ghost behind it. I hear the voice of my grandma saying, go, but son, if you make it, don't forget about home. you see me now? Long enough for you to put your iPhone down. Grandmama, there's my name in lights. I'm selling out arenas on a Tuesday night. So at your funeral I take us far. Still sound like trash, but I'm a superstar. I've been searching and I'm meant to find it. Every curtain got a ghost behind it. I hear the voice of my grandma saying, go, but son, if you make it, don't forget about her. Getting out, getting drunk every weekend. I have my girl's back, I'm still sneaking. Hear the voice of my father saying, son, you're just like me. All you ever do is run.
this process, I want to install 4 Pico LED lights on top of the shoulder so that way I get that nice cool effect. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Now to make this work, I need to do some custom painting inside of the actual inner frame, so there are these small little pegs that you would put the 3D stickers on top of that. I end up cutting those off so that way there has a place for the LED lights to sit and rest. And then once that's done, I'm going to be funneling those wires all the way on top of the shoulder blade through underneath the armpit area. With that extra freedom, it's actually going to be much easier to put this guy in dynamic poses while at the same time minimizing the risk of damaging the electrical wiring. My dudes and duds, we have finally reached the part of the kit that I've been putting off for literally a week, and that is the torso and the head. Now, I have to give Bandai credit where credit's due. Their LED light unit that comes with this kit is relatively good, but their light piping system is pretty bad, and as you can see here, there are certain lighting conditions to make this guy look really cool that needs to be met. So you need a relatively dark room to make the actual torso light up, and that goes double for the head. So as you can clearly see here, I did a little test to plug it into the head, and as you can see here, it's pretty meh. Pretty darn meh, and that's kind of disappointing to see that they went this route. They should have stuck with the method of putting an LED light battery inside the torso, leading up to a second LED light for the head, so that way it has its own independent light system. But this is what they had to do with the time they had, and it looks good, but what we're going to do is add a little bit more custom flair. I'm going to be using Evans Design's new Deka Mega LED Light series lights, and I'm going to be placing it on 2 key parts on the vents. Alright, now that we have successfully installed LED lights inside the vents, now we need to work on the head. Now the head part is going to be kind of complex, but at the same time not too difficult to install. So my original plan was to actually put 1 mega LED light and to illuminate the eyes the way how I see fit. But when you do that and you look at the mobile suit in certain angles, he kind of looks a little cross-eyed, and I definitely try my best to avoid that when I'm doing custom jobs on perfect grade. So I'm going to be installing 2 Deka LED lights on top of the visor for the eyes, and then installing another Deka LED light behind the camera module. So in a sense, they are going to have their own co-independent LED light system to make things work. So as you can clearly see here, I did a test to see how it'll look for the camera module. It looks absolutely stellar. Now when it comes to the eyes, this is where things get kind of tricky. So when I normally do this, I usually put the LED lights behind the clear pieces, but the way how it's designed is this like weird triangular shape, so it's not going to work. So to help alleviate that problem, I'm going to be putting 2 Deca LED lights on top of the clear plastic, so that way you have one eye illuminating the other.
I wake up on Sunday morning, feel that ache inside my heart. I can't hold on any longer, seconds from falling apart. Wasn't like any other summer, soon it left that warm summer breeze. Although you gave me your promise, you were never gonna leave. But you did, and you always will.
video, I want to share with you guys my thoughts and impressions about this model kit. So there is literally so much to talk about this model kit, but I'll try my best to condense it down to the point where it's somewhat understandable. So let's talk about the one thing that I absolutely, truly do love about this model kit, and that is the inner frame design. It is incredible what they were able to do with this model kit. Absolutely engineering gods when it came to actually figuring out how to make this guy look really cool inside and out. On top of that, when it comes to posing this guy, it's actually very impressive, because when you try to put him in a simple like standing or like a dynamic stance, or somewhere where at a point where he's like doing like a saber slash, the stiffness of these joints are just incredibly strong. Way more stronger than I expect from like an old school master grade or a new grade perfect grade. It's very, very impressive what they were able to do. At the same time, it's my very first introduction to what they were able to do for a pre-molded inner frame design, and it's actually a lot more faster than one would expect when they built this guy. So I was very, very impressed with that. On top of that, another area I need to address is the runners. These guys are absolutely adorable, because I myself have gotten into the habit when I build these model kits, I make sure that I cut all the runners out, I clean them up, and at the same time make sure that everything goes where when I start to do my custom painting. Now, the one thing I love about these little runners is every time you look at a little corner, it has a little insignia on what area goes where. So if you're a little lost and you're trying to figure out where you need to go, just double back to the runner's gate and then double check to see where it shows on a little icon in the corner, and you're good to go. It's the little details that I love that makes this guy really adorable to build. Now we gotta talk about the areas that are very crucial for this model kit, and that is areas that are prone to breaking. I had one instant where I was trying to install one of the thigh runners on top, and then just applying just the wrong amount of pressure to it, ended up breaking that guy in half. You can imagine that I was pretty upset, at the same time devastated, because there is no way to get replacement parts for this particular mobile suit due to the supply and demand. So I was very fortunate I was able to fix it, but at the same time, I just want to warn you guys to be very mindful when you put this guy together. Don't rush it, just take your time and you'll be good. So we need to talk about the most crucial thing about this model kit, and that is the LED light unit that comes packed with this beast. So I did do my research and did notice that this is the same LED light unit that they use for the Ultraman model kit series. So that LED light unit would work great for something that's close to a 1/100 scale model kit. Just that size. But when you take that same tech and you try to install it into a perfect grade, you're going to get a lot of problems. And the biggest problem that hurts this perfect grade is the light piping. The LED lights are bright, but they're just not bright enough to the point where it will absolutely illuminate the eyes like how you would see in the promotional artwork and the promotional video. It's kind of misleading, and it's kind of depressing to see that. So I imagine this was kind of like a last minute thing from the development team. You know, they had to use tech that's already there. They don't want to double back to just putting an LED light inside the head with its own independent battery. I know that's like taking a step back, but you're shelling out close to $300 on a high-end model kit that's relatively new to the Perfect Grade series. You would think they would probably implement their own unique LED light system for this Perfect Grade. They should have done that. They've done it with the Unicorn Gundam, they have absolutely done it with Exia, and they've done it with the EX series Unicorn Gundam. It's not impossible, it's absolutely possible to do this, and I feel that Bandai really dropped the ball on that. They really should have really improved on that system, and they didn't. So for those who actually end up buying this for the sake of what they see in the promotional work, it is going to be very misleading, and you are going to be disappointed. Just be mindful of that when you buy this guy. So this might sound like I'm nitpicking, but at the same time, I am just looking out for the average consumer when it comes to buying this product. So I did my best try not to watch other YouTube channels that when we were building this model kit. One reputable channel I would definitely recommend you check out is the Gundam Talk Show guys. They do a great review on this build, and they'll definitely give you all the bells and whistles on what you really expect. Check them out, they're great dudes and you'll like their content. But for me, I need to look at this in the perspective of someone that has the spare money. They see someone like myself and other people building this. Is it really worth the time and energy to buy this? And we are in such a critical part in our lives where we have nothing but free time. You know, is it worth shelling out the extra money? Is it worth to put all the extra time in painting it. If you don't have the money, then there's really no need for you to buy this. Wait till it goes on sale, wait until it drops a couple bucks, and it's definitely worth the purchase. Now, is this worth the purchase for someone that is just a casual builder? Sure, you'll absolutely love it. Although I would recommend you try out the older perfect grades before you tackle this beast of a model kit, I'll tell you that. You shouldn't have any problems with it, but man, if you are a pro, there are certain things they'll geek you out. And that experience happened to me. I literally sat there in front of the booklet looking at it for almost an hour, paying attention how they changed and improved the inner frame from the original perfect grade, how they added new things that were implemented on a real grade series and then applied onto a perfect grade. On top of that, the beauty on how it looks both interior and exterior, and how it has tons of open hatches, beautifully sculpted pieces, and great range of color and depth and feel. This is truly a great step of evolution of the new modern perfect grade, and what we're seeing here is definitely the fruits of the labor from Bandai's engineering team, and these guys absolutely knocked it out of the park 110%, because I have built almost 10 perfect grades in making YouTube content, and this is the one where I told myself I need to take my time, I don't need to rush it, I really need to enjoy every little bit of it, I don't need to worry about trying to get the video done. The people that like my content will understand that I really enjoy it. Magic. Absolutely magic, and I just love this kit. So, pros, you'll love it. Casuals, you'll absolutely have a joy building it. Newbies, try something different for right now. Wait for a sale, and you'll be good. And with that being said, thank you dudes and dudettes for watching this video. Thank you so much for being patient with me working on this video. I'm sorry it came out late, but as you can tell, I was very passionate about it. And a big thank you for new subscribers that came at the end of the month. And thank you so much for the Patreons to making this project a reality. But until then, I'll catch you dudes and dudettes on the next video.